Wagwan! Alright, so this is basically my first little breakdown video. This is the setup currently. So yeah, man. What do you guys reckon? We got the monitor. It's not a bad little setup. So these are some of the payouts from this month with Lucid. 2 payout requests tonight from 2 accounts, max payout. Another 2 next week. But I'll be breaking down this trade. So this trade is a 1 to 13.6 Asia session trade, and how I interpret time and the key POIs that I hit. For example, that right there.
Let me stand in the pouring rain. Now about a heavy diamond chain. My pocket's getting thicker. The watch is moving quicker.
Holy Lord. What I'm going to be doing in this video is breaking down a very clean mechanical trade that I took recently during Asia. The entry of this was just after key Asia open, so 1 AM, and held it through to basically 2:30. The overall entry itself is pretty straightforward. Same model, same approach that I've done for the past 2 years. So yeah, initially what I ideally like to mark out first is just the run up or the structure pre-Asia open. Now Asia is the main session that I trade. If I don't get anything in Asia, I will trade London. If Asia has a crazy expansion, I will go to inverse that in London. That's the kind of idea with it. In terms of range or trade, on average, I'd catch anywhere between minimum 100 to 250, potentially 300. So just looking at the overall price structure, we've had a huge drop sell-off. So we've had this huge drop sell-off. Prices then come up, started rebalancing it somewhat. We've come up now. Due to the fact that we've dropped this much on NAS, I was expecting price to come up, run up, and then it was a matter of finding where's my reversal going to be. Now, as you guys know, I've been using MSNR for time. I'm talking time. With MSNR, that is the key for me finding reversal points. Now, in terms of accuracy with it, it's very, very accurate, because it will wick it to the tick. It can wick it to 5 ticks, 10 ticks. If it fails, it fails, but it's known instantly that it's going to fail. Therefore, you don't need big SLs. Pretty much you can just wait for it to wick, and then on the 1 minute, cover your SL, add the inducement of it. Now, this was my MSNR level here. So if I mark out this was the MSNR level that I had marked. In terms of price coming up to it, wicking it and then reversing. So if I now go to the lower time, well, not lower time frame, I can't go to the 1 minute, because the trade was basically 3-4 weeks ago now. I can't go to the 1 minute, too many candle bars. But I can show you the 3 minute and try show you sense of it. Obviously the 1 minute's more ideal, but the trade was screen recorded as well. So if you want to see the live execution, it's on the page. So coming up here, I identified this was a 5 minute, I believe, maybe a 5. But yeah, we have a 5 minute demand zone, order block, whatever you want to call it. To me, all pretty much the same. People name it whatever they want, but it's all the same to me really. Supply, demand, order block, rejection block. This for me is a target where I'm going to be taking TP2. So I had it marked out, ready. So okay, I know we catch the top tick and we deliver lower, then that's where I expect. Now, the chances of it continuing higher is very unlikely, purely because of the PA we've had previous. We've had bullish run-ups, continuation, upwards consolidation, indecisiveness here. We've then induced these lows, went up higher, and then we just, basically this is that breaker model. If you know about my breaker model, you know. But this is showing clear breaks in structure, and you want these breaks leading up to your key POI. Now for me, the key POI was this MSNR level. The 15 minute is like OP as fuck, okay? Because for me, from experience with MSNR, so I initially learned it on a 1 hour, 4 hour. I then refined it. I found that the 15 for me is more probable and the best. It doesn't say I don't look at the 1 hour and the 4 hour. The 4 hour for me is a bit too big. I prefer to be on the 15 or the 1, ideally. Unless I'm looking in internally, I'll be on the 1 minute for MSNR and QMs. But yeah, so 15 minute. Now, for me, MSNR, first of all, yeah, a lot of people get confused with MSNR because MSNR, you can get false ideas coming in left, right, and center, right? Because you'll see wicks. For example, if I take off fractals, I've been using fractals for like 3 years. Okay, if I take off fractals, some may say it's cleaner, some may say it's not, but there actually is a purpose for it. Now, it doesn't just identify key swing points, but for me, it marks out key swing points for MSNR. Now, I only ever take MSNR levels or trades, providing that the fractal's there. If the fractal's not there, that's not a key swing point for me. So that's not a key swing, right? Swing high, swing low, whatever you want to call it. Now, come in here and put in fractals on, I've already now got key points, and I don't need to look at anything else. Now, what I was getting to was, I've identified a key reversal point for me here. Okay? So, this is SBR. So now that we've got SBR, mark it out. SBR marked, we found our POI. Now, leading up to this POI, we've got the PA that I'd expect. We've got the PA that I like, okay? I don't want midday or previously in, like, near the close of the session to be really running up near it, okay? Because I want the open of the session, or pre-Asia, or open of Asia, to manipulate into this zone, okay? If we had already manipulated into the zone prior close, then I would be a bit wary, because with times, I'm very, very focused on times on the chart, okay? So, we've got the SBR level, okay? Now what do? We've marked out structure. Now we've identified key liquidity points, right? So let's just go back on the 3 minute, because that's the lowest I can go to. Liquidity stacking up, okay? So we've got trend line liquidity here. Trend line liquidity, and we aim to eventually kill this out. And in line with killing it out, we would hit a POI, that POI would inverse, right? Reason being is because we've killed out all this liquidity, we've hit a POI, we've induced a lot of these levels, that's the reversal point. And as you can see, on the 3 minute, OB or RB, wick tip perfect, and what happened? We came higher. Now when I saw this, I was like, sweet. This hit, literally on open, okay? So you can see 11.03, well 11, we opened high, took out this liquidity, closed low. Next candle open, we wicked down here into the POI, and then once we hit it, we've got a strong rejection and we closed higher. Now I'm pretty certain there'd be a small RB, there'd be a 1 minute RB, which this has reacted off as well. And also we've not gone below this new fractal low. Now fractals are fucking OP. Okay, so if you don't use fractals, use them. Right, so we've covered the POI, so that's number one. POI was SBR, MSNR. Well, SBR is a factor of MSNR, Malaysian SNR, that's what I'm referring to. Cool. So we've got 1, POI, 2, structure, 3, time, 4, we've now got the model and we've got the trade idea in line with time, okay? Now, trend line liquidity, order block, time. Market opens, induce, lower. We now go into our order block, a key POI on the lower time frame, in line with taking out this trend line liquidity. Now when we take out liquidity, what do? We inverse. Okay? We can either inverse or we can either bleed. Now in this structure, there is no chance we are going to bleed through all this. Just no chance. For me, there is not enough higher time frame narrative or PA that this is working off to the left currently, given this. Okay? So we've gone lower, we've come higher. Now, I've got this new swing high, this new fractal as a point to kill. Okay? Price comes up, right? we've now got 12 a.m. So this whole range here, that is our 1 hour candle PA. Okay, now what I'm trying to get at now is this, right? So if I draw it out to you, so from here to here, we've got the first hour of basically, this is basically pre-Asia. Okay, this is the first hour of the new session, right? So this is the 1 hour candle. Now, new candle opens up. What happens? We go within the previous 1 hour candle. We then go higher. So now we're printing the high of the new hourly wick. Okay, you see where I'm going with this? So we've got the new hour form within the previous hour induces the PA that happened previous day. Key liquidity. Okay, in line with that, we take cut channel liquidity. We hit a POI, a 3-minute order block. We then have strong reaction, inversing this movement, and essentially we take out the open. Now, this PA here is very important, and the reason why I'm going to say this is very important is because let me change the color, and it might make a bit more sense. Right. This is 11 to 12 a.m. Right. Again, remember, this is the first hour of the new session open. Okay. So 1 hour in, we've already done quite a lot. We've induced, we've come into the POI, we took out liquidity, key stacks here. Took out liquidity, came lower, bang, whipped. Okay. From 12 to 1, this is now a new hourly candle price action. Now monitor the hourly candles, because the hourly candles will teach you the most. Okay, this will allow you to understand if you're getting in too early, if you're getting in too late, if you're having FOMO or what. But when you're top ticking and bottom ticking, you want to get in within the wick range. You don't want to get in with the body range. Okay, if that makes sense. So now all of this on the 1 hour really is going to be pretty much the wick of the hourly, probably from around here, right? Guess what? This PA, the wick, is what I anticipated reversal for. The reversal was what? An MSNR level, which was SBR. You see where I'm going with this? So we've already reacted off it. We've already top ticked off it. Very nice, okay? Now, the reason why I hadn't had entered here already was to wait for 1 a.m. Now, for me, ideally, I always want to wait for 1 a.m. There is some occasions where I've entered pre-1 a.m. So I've entered at 12, half 12, 12:45, whatever you want to call it. But I try ideally enter in intervals, okay? Now, 1 a.m. closes here. As you can see, 1 a.m. destroyed low. Now, the key thing with this is we're creating more structure for myself, making it easier and adding confluence and adding bias for when I want to take the real trade. Okay? This allows me to be more confident in tighter SOs because I've got more data to work with internally on the day, not just trading previous day. Because prior to all of this, I'd be going off what happened previous day, right? Which makes it harder. And as you can see, we've induced previous day and the new day's open. Okay, key info here because this is the first hour of the day. Now, we've whipped this level here. So we've actually hit it a few times. We've hit it once, twice, 3, not hit it 4, but 3 good times, okay? But the key thing is for me, is when I'm looking at trades and I'm going to enter a trade, if I'm in a trade already or if I'm going to get in, I always watch the 15 minutes. Now the 15 minute is that, yeah, pretty good. This is what I say, time is more important than actual technicals, because technicals, you can have it to an extent, but if you're using technicals at the wrong time, and the wrong timing, you're more time going to get induced. And I know a lot of you probably gone through that and thinking, fuck, like I'm getting in too early, getting in too late. Watch the candlesticks. You want to wait for closes and opens, okay? Don't get in between. If you get in between, like a 15 minute, mid 15 minute, it's a bit wary, okay? I'll just be a bit wary of it. But ideally, you want to get in the open close. So here we've got the 15 minute print here. This is 12:30. Again, intervals I trade. So 12:30 a.m., 15 minute. I mark the 15 minute as this is the highest point for me now. If we go any higher, invalid trade. Trade idea is gone. We're going to go at higher levels. I'll look at the next SBR level, the next QM level, whatever, okay? Or I'll look at key POIs, FEGs, order blocks, etc. Or just wait for better price action to form. Or new inducement levels. We've induced here, we've induced here. We've now created the new high, okay? This is now basically my protected high, or PH, what I put on charts sometimes, right? PH I'm referring to is we're not going to go any higher than this point. Now again, referring to intervals is what I explained. 1:15 a.m. I entered. We closed, 2:30, but the point I'm trying to make is I'm entering on the new 15-minute candle. So I've entered upon the new 15-minute open, okay? The new 15-minute open is above the previous 15-minute closure. This 15-minute new open, okay, is what I've entered off, right? I haven't entered prior, I've entered during here. Now, the reason being is because this is during the key time that I was aiming to get into. I waited patiently. I didn't get in here at 12:30. I didn't get in here at 12:45. I didn't get in at here at 12 a.m. In theory, yes, I could have got in. I could have had a bigger SL, etc. But I have no data to work off. If I'm just entering off the fucking of it ticking it here, I'll be at BE. I would have hit BE. Or if I had SL, I would have hit SL. Unless I've got a big SL. Okay? But I'm going for more accuracy and refinement than just hope. So now I've got data to work off here. I've got all these candles. This new 15 minute, we take out the previous here. And then we've also got this here. So again, we're just adding bias. I'm sure 30 minutes is going to be there as well. But yeah, you get my point. We're adding bias. We've got heavy edge on the market right now. Okay? You can see here, as I'm piling it up, I'm trying to make it make sense. It's not my bad. But yeah, I'm going to keep it straightforward. I'm trying to break it down as babyfied as I can to make it make sense. This is more now lower time frame. I've got the edge, I've got the bias, I've got the high time frame narrative, I've got all the levels. Now it's executing on the 1 minute. Okay, now I can't show you the 1 minute because, again, I explained. But I know exactly how I ran through this trade, so I'll explain it. So on the 1 minute, we had a rejection block. Now this rejection block covered from here to here. Okay. 3 minutes going to show it different, but on the 1 minute, there was a wick there. Now that wick. Now that rejection block gets filled by this 1 minute wick here, or the 3 minute. I execute on the 1 minute, but the 3 minutes going to show it like this. Okay, so we wicked it, right? SL covering the 15 minute high. Due to spreads, even though spreads are minimal, they're like 0.75, 1 pip. I just like to cover it 1 or 2 additional. Okay. For example, here live you got 1.5. Yeah, so I just like to sometimes just cover it. So it was on 12. Still within risk parameters as well. I was going in with the 2 lot. Let's say, you know, if you're on a 2 lot of NQ, you're doing alright in the session. 100 point pips. Rejection block filled. 15 minute protected high. And that's literally it for the execution there. Now, in terms of trade management, once I'm in trades, what I would like to do is really monitor the 3 minute and the 15 and the 5. Okay, now what I'm monitoring on there is how we get candle closures on each time frame. Okay, the 15 being quite important. So yeah, when I'm monitoring trades and once I'm actually in trades itself, I monitor the 15 minute, the 5 minute and 3 minute. The 1 minute I don't really watch. The 1 minute will give you false info. The 1 minute should really only ever be used for refinement entries. Okay, once you've entered on the 1 minute, just allow it. If you're gonna trail on the 3 minute or the 5. Okay, the 3 minute and the 5 are very important when it comes to trading. Okay, 1 minute is good for trading heavy, but if you actually want to trail with strategy, 3 and the 5 and the 15 were very good. Now the 15 are going to be your main swing point closures. Okay, so let's say we've had a very bullish move, very bullish leg up. We're now opening on a new 15 minute and we want that 15 minute, the new one, to inverse or flip the previous. Okay, Now, in terms of actually monitoring the trade, I mean, here, these are just key breaks anyway. I've already explained during how I broke up the hours, the hourly candles. That's the main thing that you need to really understand is identifying your POI. It doesn't even need to be MSNR. I use MSNR because what I've got going with it is really well. If you've got FEGs or if you have a higher different POI like a supply demand, FEG, etc., whatever you do, you can still implement time into it because time is the biggest driver and the biggest supplier for your trades. But ideally, you always want data in the current session, not just of the previous day, to confirm, your trade idea and the direction of your trade. Now, coming into management of the trade, what do we have? So, again, same way I described as the 15-minute, as flipping it. Here we want to flip the 3-minute candle PA. It will reflect on the 5 and the 15. Obviously, higher time frame, less candles, less trade frequency. But here we've got 3-minute. We've got big push up. We then get the new 3-minute open. 3-minute comes into the previous 3-minute price action of the wick, which is a good sign. We didn't go any higher above that. Again, what do we get? A fractal high print. Trust me, fractals are fucking clear. They're sick. Yeah. If you can clock fractals and how to identify clear fractals and how to use them the best you can, it would do well for you, okay? Because fractals get respected a lot. And the thing is, it's not even a cheat code to trade in, but it's helping you identify where the key swing points are instead of looking at a blank chart. For example, here, this is a blank chart. When these print and you get this close, it's the best feeling because you know that prices are going to go higher. You know it's not going to go above this. If price goes above this, the trade's invalid and the trade idea is gone. But as soon as you see the fractal print, cover your equity, cover your trade straight away. Now, in terms of this trade itself, here I was panicking a bit. Right, so we're 5.7 pips away from TP. And the chart decides to, or NQ decides to edge me. So what I decided to do is not stress. Believed in the trade idea, believed in the execution. I'm pretty certain that we caught the high of the session, the high of Asia, which we did. And in terms of accuracy, it's pretty accurate. We're like, probably 8 ticks away from really hitting it. Like 8, 9. Anyways, coming back to this. So we've not filled our TP yet. I didn't really expect that to happen. I thought we would just run through it, but we didn't. But again, didn't panic. I wasn't trailing SL here, by the way. You could have. Should I have? Yes. But obviously, when you see your full TP here, it's like, then you know you're on levels in it. Now I had many factors to kind of cover myself on the trade. Now here I had this very bearish leg. Swing here, when you get swings form, price has to sometimes go higher to go lower. Now when you're top and bottom ticking, price shouldn't have to retrace where your entry was to then continue. Unless you're getting induced and price is going to go higher or lower to then supply more. Right? We top ticked pretty well. 3-minute closure. I was at BE, probably about here. I can't remember the screenshots, but I'm sure I'll put them up. And then we've got the 3-minute FVG here to cover. Now the 3-minute, and we hit the midpoint of the 3-minute as well, which is pretty clean. I think the 1-minute also had it as well. I'm pretty certain. And there was a few on the 1-minute, but the 3-minute is good. When you get bearish legs, it's best to look on FVGs on the 3 or the 5. Over experience, I've found the 3 to be the best to monitor in terms of swing points. It can be personal preference. I mean, for me, it works the best. I'm gonna vouch for it. And then in terms of the trade after that, I mean, we had the new fractal high print as soon as we closed below, and the 3-minute filled the previous 3-minute candle PA. So we filled the previous wick. So this again, talking about the wick of this. We had fractal high print. And what happens in the fractal high prints? We drop. And then when we drop, we print. Yeah? We print. So it's pretty straightforward. Obviously, a lot of it comes to your psychology as always, and also the time. When you implement time with your model will clear. Like here, how I segmented each hour. Bro, people will FOMO. People will see, I don't know, 20 minutes into open. Shit. Like, we need to actually trade. We need to get in the move. Nah, you don't. You don't, because that 1 hour movement, that 1 hour candle, upon open, after open, so from 11 to 12, that's going to be your source for Asia. Right? And if it doesn't, and I don't know, it doesn't even come anywhere near it and it just fucking rips, so what? It happens. It's just going to go. But then what do? You use that PA for London. And then you get in the key time for London. And if you want a London breakdown of how I trade London and inverse the shit out of Asia, and I'll do that as well. But yeah, I hope this made sense. I mean, this ran for 163 points, 1 to 13.6 R. And I can't remember how much I bagged on it. Let me check. And I'll show you the execution as well. From this trade, with the 2-lot risk, 163 points, made 6.4k. As you can see there, I don't know if it's like focusing or not, but yeah, trader rates there as well, 6.4k. This month's been alright. We've had some good payouts. I've pretty much just focused on my Lucid accounts this month. 2, 4, 6. We've done 6 so far on Lucid, and then I've got 2 to request today. Today is Friday the 31st. Friday the 31st. It's currently 1:50 AM. So I've got my minimum trading days. So that's one of my main accounts for Lucid. I've got 2 currently running. And then now it's just scaling again. I need to go for MFFU again, top step. Just gonna go for all them firms. But you gotta keep your mental straight as well. You gotta keep your psychology straight. You know, you can't keep trading every day, being burnt out, because it will affect your trading overall. I hope that was made sense. I don't know if it has or not. I don't know if I've waffled too much. I'm not a mentor, I'm not a teacher. I'm just a trader. Yeah, same shit, different day really. I've developed a lot the past few years. Things are piecing together well. It's just the mind. Once you've patterned your psychology and you patterned your head with the game, you're sweet. Technicals I've always been pretty good with. But it's just the psychology. We NQ paid, stay being paid. Holy law.